It's the narcissism for me.
Dead. How should it feel like? Repeat this.
It's the double standard for me.
I don't like talking about sex in front of a bunch of people. I don't like it.
And then my girl, what is this?
Before I'd done that, he knew what I looked like, and to have allowed us to take it that far.
Well, did he have a drink?
How about a pen and an annulment form? Because we don't want none of this in your history, baby. Done. Wrap it up. It's over. Welcome back to my channel. This is Taste of Reality, where we are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 4. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's going to be a long one. So sit down, get your snacks. Let's get into it. I'm going to go couple by couple on the least that I have to say to the most that I have to say. Starting with Haley and Jacob. Haley seems to be putting on a good face when it comes to, you know, her lack of attraction to Jacob. And I don't think it's necessarily that she just isn't into him at all. It's just that the personality clash and then also physicality not being what she normally goes for, it's making it hard for her to make that connection sooner rather than later. She also does say that she normally takes a while to warm up to people. Child, that is going to be on hold even longer when the attraction is iffy. So yeah, I hope that at this moment, I was hoping that she would get more comfortable with him. As we see the episode go on, she definitely does let her guard down a little bit more, which I'm glad for. So yeah, if anyone's going to have a harder time working through the process, especially the initial parts of it, it's going to be Haley. Now, initially I thought that their issue was going to be Jacob's obsession with like movies and video games and being a 90s nerd and stuff like that, but no, it's actually going to be his interpersonal skills.
All I could hear about was working out and red meat. Lots of red meat, lots of eggs, more red meat, more eggs, and then working out, and then some more red meat and some butter thrown in there too.
Time and time again, he's given the opportunity to be social, to ask questions about other people, to be, you know, to have an insightful conversation, yet he wants to talk about his interests in the 80s or, you know, his backyard. And it's like, sir, you're missing an opportunity to connect here. Like, he really needs to work on listening. Then you have Jacob's family, where these people are not doing him any favors. I'm here thinking the least you could do, knowing how, you know, different your son is, play up all his good qualities, make it like paint the best picture possible rather than perpetuating these things that she already is weary about. I'm like, family, what are we doing? I really, really, really hope that through this process, if even they don't end up together, he learns how to look outside of just himself, outside of his interests. And I get it, he's been alone for a long time. That does play a huge factor. But if you want to be in any kind of relationship, let alone a marriage, you're going to have to learn to take another person into account. Moving on to Virginia and Eric. Based off of the wedding, we were already convinced that yes, they are very into each other. And the first night, good Lord, they are in.
You met my expectations like more than anything I could have ever asked for. So it's just crazy.
Honestly, I love this for them because down the road, there's going to be a lot of tiffs. I can see it coming. And the hope is that the couples who can connect very quickly in the beginning are able to hold on to that initial connection and have that maybe be what they look back on as like, oh, well, we were at a good place once before. Maybe we can get there again. I don't know. Could be a stretch. I could be reaching, but hey, that's the hope that I have for them. Eric also breaks down his divorce and why they actually got married. And the more he talks about it, the more I get it. To a lot of people, marriage is just a piece of paper. Not to me. but to a lot of people. So I do understand him saying like he was in a place where, you know, there's isolation, you're removed from society, your family, your friends. So to be able to have your significant other be able to be on base with you and all that stuff, like I get it. Marriage was the route that they had to go through. It is what it is. I'm less weary of him being divorced. And I think too that released some of the pressure from her, because she's said before she's afraid of continuing with this divorce curse in her family. But now hearing the reasons why he was divorced and that he actually does value marriage, I think that's going to help them. Virginia's dad does bring up the age difference, and he's aware that, you know, my daughter's young. My daughter is just starting out in a career. She's still the life of the party kind of chick. Is that something you're going to be okay with? Child, no.
You saw how she was with her girlfriends. I mean, she's not 33. She's 26.
I would not be okay with this for anybody at any age, only because you are getting married. No, you are married, okay? Like, at some point, you're gonna have to break out of this party girl stage and be in wife mode. Being a wife is totally different than being a girlfriend. And then his family is now explaining that, listen, the wife of a pilot is not a glamorous life. There's gonna be days where you're missing your husband because he can't be home all the time. And like, if you already lean on partying when you're on your own, and then when he's gone, like, you're doing that more, and it just feels like it's going to be a disaster to me if she does not get her priorities in check. Virginia also admits that the partying is definitely a phase, and she knows that it's because she's young and all of that. However, the drinking is not. And I know people were throwing around alcoholism and stuff like that. That is a big claim, and I'm not gonna put that on my girl, but it's not looking good. It's definitely looking more like an alcohol dependency. Maybe not all the way alcoholism. Watch me Google and find out that it's the same thing. But yeah, I'm just mainly concerned about the alcohol excessive like consumption of it. It just, you gotta rein it in, sis, for everybody's sake, not just his, for everybody's sake. One last thing before I move off of them, the children's situation. I feel like the parents were doing a little bit much by pressuring kids on Virginia. However, the fact that she's 50-50 on kids, I mean, at the very least, she's 50-50. Because there are people who, it's a hard line no, I don't want to have kids, and they get into marriages with people who think, oh, over time they'll change, and that doesn't happen to be the case. At least she's 50-50, but eventually they're going to have to get on the same page, especially because he is older. He is in a place where he's like, I need to do this now. Like, I need to do this pretty soon. Also, his parents are older. You know, you want your kids to have a grandparent relationship. It's a lot. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So those are the two issues: the alcohol consumption and the baby situation. With Brianna and Vincent, I mean, America's sweethearts. Come on. They are all smiles for each other. Vincent's family is all smiles for him. This is great. And then the cousin kind of drops a bomb a bit, talking about how he is a workaholic and how when he gets aggravated, it could go bad. Brianna's family, on the other hand, is actually the only family who I saw grill the spouse. Because let me tell you what a black mama's not going to do: let her black daughter look like a fool.
Don't be afraid to tell me, like, check me like that way.
Don't you worry.
Brianna actually brings up the anger situation to Vince, and he's like, what? Where's it coming from?
You gotta calm him down. That's what they said.
That's not true.
You don't think so? No?
No, it takes a lot to get me mad. Like, you really have to, like, do some, like, blatant, like, disrespectful stuff.
Obviously, we've only seen all the pleasantries of this couple, so whether or not this turns out to be true, only time will tell. However, I'm still hopeful. They are still my number one. If they disappoint me, that is going to be the upset of all the seasons ever, to be completely honest with you. But I'm holding out hope for these two. Not much to say at all. I'm just rooting for y'all. Next is Clara and Ryan. These two could not be more different. And it's so weird because at the same time, they complement each other. I don't know. It's weird.
I feel like Clara has energy for days, and I'm a person that's really comfortable with like quiet time, like me. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Oh, I thought my laptop just died. Oh. It did. It did. All right, I'm pretty sure I was on their personalities being so different. Yes, Clara hasn't been to church since college. Guys, religion is a big thing. And when there's a disparity in religion, I mean, a lot of people break up over, what is it? It's kids, money, and beliefs, right? I think that's what the statistics are. So, I mean, for you to have been raised Christian and almost have a resentment to it, because she does allude later that her issue is that she didn't have a choice in what her beliefs were, and then to have made a decision that you are indifferent about Christianity when your partner is a child of ministers. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a problem.
I've prayed since both my boys were little, for their spouses, that it would be a woman that would love and respect him. And then, of course, honor God, that it would be God's perfect will.
Even down to the type of conversations the family has, like it's going to be centered around Christ. That's just how Christians are. Like Christianity, Buddhism, being agnostic, like whatever your belief is, it permeates into who you are as a being. So it's really hard to dissociate you as a person and you as whoever your religious beliefs are. So if she doesn't get to a point where she can accept the fact that yes, he is Christian, and yes, that is going to play a part in how they handle things in a marriage, how they raise their children, it's going to be a big point of contention. What works in their favor is that she was raised Christian, so it's not something that she's going to have to learn from scratch, but will she be willing to re-accept that part of her upbringing into her life? I don't know. Clara's parents are very transparent about the fact that they did not display good conflict resolution skills when Clara was coming up, and that she may struggle with communication. She's aware of it herself as well, and I'm like, this is great. If there's one thing you should be introspective about, it's definitely your communication. And she acknowledges that, like, listen, I didn't see disagreements. I don't really know how to diffuse an argument, and to know this off the bat is great. Now Ryan has the opportunity of like, wait, hold on. I have to find a way to adequately articulate myself because she doesn't know like how to argue. Let me even say that, because people think like arguments are always bad. No, there's a way to argue to where both points are being made. People are listening to each other, like the sides have their opportunity to make their case, and you can work through the process. It's not everyday fight. Oh, this is so bad, we hate each other, There's a way to argue as an adult. There's a way to argue as a married couple where resolve can happen. Yeah, so this is something that she can learn from Ryan if that's a strength of Ryan's, but also I'm glad that they are all open about that, and it gives them the opportunity to face it head on, knowing what the issue is going to be before it comes. So moving on to the main event. Guys, I looked it up, and Tyler Perry is a producer of the show. He's a producer of the show. Look it up. It's real. You cannot tell me this scene right here was not out of a Tyler Perry production.
I don't think that the attraction is fully there yet for me, to be perfectly honest. That's what has had me panicking, like what the you know? What's that?
Now, I say half everything in here belong to her. Which half do you want? You want this half? You want this half?
So here is Paige, trying to be an understanding wife, wondering why her husband has been MIA all this morning. The husband come back. She's out here trying to be, what's up, whatever. Matt's talking about he had a panic attack. Cool. She goes, tries to console him. She's holding his hand, and he chooses this opportunity to say, I'm not attracted to you. After they've had sex. twice. I just... I don't like him. I do not like him. I do not like him. So Paige... Jesus be offense. So Paige spills the tea to the family. And honestly, throw the whole family away.
And I'm not justifying his actions toward you, but people handle things differently. Maybe that was his way of handling things.
How the mama gon' blame the alcohol? This man was a minister at one point. He was leading a flock. Okay. And then they have the audacity to flip the script and try to compliment my girl.
Don't say that.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Now Chris is with his family, and this man finds a way. Oh, he is so grimy. He finds a way to justify having sex with her, talking about, oh, I thought I was going to strengthen our bond together. And guess who's eating it up? His family. Oh. Throw them all away. And now, my guy wants to be hush-hush about sex. Oh, no. What? You can't be serious. Wow. He goes on and on talking about code. I'm from Chicago. We don't do that where I'm from. We have a code. Where was code when you were sexualizing this black woman? Where was code when you slept with a woman you're not even attracted to? Where was the code? Where was it? Where was the code? Oh, this man is so selective. Oh, man. How did he... Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Please, God. This is not my portion. This is not my portion. Lord, I'm telling you from now, don't do this to me. Now, was Paige right to go around telling his family, her friends? I don't know. I have absolutely no sympathy for him. None whatsoever. Call me immature. I don't care. No sympathy. I'm done. Finished. Obviously, the meat of the honeymoons comes next week. You know, they like to drag us, y'all. They like to drag us for 2 hours. And then, you know, what we really want to see ain't coming when we want to see it. But this has been a review of episode 4. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to know when I post videos. And I will see you guys next week for another review.